You're listening to Crochet Business Chat with psychotherapist, artist, and designer turned business coach, the Crochetpreneur, Pam Grice. Well, hello there, Crochet CEOs. Welcome to Crochet Business Chat. I am Pam Grice, here to help you turn yarn into money with therapy for your crochet business. I am so glad you're here. Let's go now and check in with our next guest. Hi there. Won't you introduce yourself and let me know how I can help you today?
Hi, my name is Caitlyn. I own Yarned and Dangerous, currently a product seller. And I'm looking to shift gears a little bit and move towards pattern designing, and also with a focus on sort of sustainability and mostly alpaca fiber. I am an alpaca farmer, so that's important to me. And I'm struggling a little bit with focus. And so I'm really wondering sort of where I should direct my focus to sort of set myself on the right trajectory, and where I need to narrow my efforts to sort of set off a snowball effect of good things for this new trajectory.
Okay, so you are making a shift from physical products to patterns. Are you still going to be doing the physical products, or are you going to be strictly focusing on patterns?
I enjoy doing like craft fairs and markets in my local community. So I'll probably still do some physical products in that sense. But it's not super sustainable for me to sell physical products like over the internet. I think I'm just a little too busy to spend the time making those things and sending them out. So I'll probably continue to do craft fairs and markets sort of around Christmas time. I just enjoy it. But some of the things I was considering were also sort of even shifting that a little bit towards maybe like kits, classes. My local area has, I've heard some people express some interest in learning how to crochet and things like that. So there's sort of a potential market opening there for me. So it may look a little bit different, but probably just sort of locally rather than, through Etsy or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that actually makes it a little bit easier because you are online. Your online presence can totally be focused on your pattern sales and creating your brand around that.
Mm-hmm.
So your marketing efforts online and your presence online will be speaking to a singular target customer, rather than splitting that focus between your pattern buyers and your physical product buyers. So that's actually a good thing. And what I would say is, as you're building out your pattern design business, it's going to take a lot of time and attention. And so I can tell you what I did when I was doing kind of a similar thing. I stopped selling physical products online. I only sold them at craft fairs because that was kind of my secondary income source. It was more for fun. And so what I did was I looked at that part of my business more from a hobbyist mindset. So it didn't take the majority of my time or attention. So I would focus the majority of the year only on my pattern business and marketing that and speaking to my people there. And then I would just kind of have in the background of, I'll create some inventory for my craft fairs and things, but I didn't give myself the pressure that I normally might have if I was going to be selling online or expecting huge sales. So I would take from February through August off my physical product business. If I made anything, it just kind of went into a stash to be used for inventory. But I wasn't focused on a strategic inventory production process. And that made it easy for me to focus on my design business during that time. And that way I would get all of my designs for the year created during that time, and then just schedule out the promotion and the marketing of those things. So that can be really a beneficial way of handling that. So really focusing on how to build your business, how to grow your brand, connecting with people, getting them on your list, nurturing them, all of those things. So, which is not a minor task at all, um, but it gives you something kind of to focus on. Don't mind my dog.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I'm in a good position where I don't have a huge online. Oh, that's fine. I love dogs. We have 3, so I don't have a huge following, or and I haven't done a ton to make my product selling business, everything it probably could be. And I think part of that is because I have a full-time job and 2 stepsons and alpacas and bees and all sorts of, finding the time to create products, figure out all the inventory. So now I think it'll be good to sort of shift gears. I can, I have a little bit more breathing room. I can focus on pattern. Not that it won't be a lot of work, because I'm sure it will be, and I'm totally fine with that. But the actual, I need to get X number of products created by X date, I think will alleviate a little bit of the pressure.
And the great thing about starting a pattern business
So
is that you're not.
I guess now
Go ahead. We crossed paths a little bit.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead.
I was just going to say now. Yeah, it's okay. I was going to say now my question is, now what? Where do I start from here?
Yeah. So basically, if you could look at it like you're starting a new business. Your pattern design business is a new business. It might have the same name, but it's a new business where you need to hone in on who's my target customer? How can I design things they want to buy? How do I market to them? What kind of aesthetic am I going to be creating with my business? What's my brand going to look like? Where are my people? How do I create? Sorry, I'm giving you a big long list. How do I create an opt-in to get them on my list so that I can nurture them and then create raving fans? So this is kind of the process. So you're just starting from the beginning. You're in the Crochetpreneur Business Academy. So
Yep.
Walk through the steps. Go through the steps with an eye on this new business. And the great thing about starting a pattern business is you're no longer just trading your time for money. You're not like, I'm going to spend 2 hours making a hat, and then I'm going to sell the hat, and then I'm going to spend 2 hours making another hat, and I'll sell that hat. Now you're creating products, and you can start a blog if you want to, where you have a business that's making money for you when you're not actually touching it. And that's great for a busy mom, a homesteader. Like, I know that life is busy. There's always something to do. And animals, man, they're so needy. They're so great.
They are. They're so fun and rewarding, but yes, they're very needy.
And it's not like you can just be like, oh, I'm not going to feed the pets today. I feel tired. No, you can't do
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
So
Your
this
dog looks nice and cozy over there, though.
Yeah, he's living his best life over here. Yeah, it'll help you to make money without taking so much time. The initial upfront work can be exhausting. It can be overwhelming, but if you check in with yourself and say, don't take on too much, follow the strategy and build your business consistently over time, and you're going to be okay. And people will start buying your stuff, and you'll get there.
Yeah, I think that's it's a huge relief. I think I've been crocheting forever, for so long, and I love it. And so I think my first step was, well, I can sell the things I make for money. And then I sort of jumped into, Crochetpreneur, and I was like, well, I'm already sort of half foot in the door on this business. So I think sort of thinking of it as starting fresh will be huge, because that is really what I'm looking for, is to sort of make some money passively. And I'm no stranger to hard work, but even I'm preparing for my last craft fair this season for this weekend, and I sold out of a lot of things last weekend. But I work all day, and there's only so many things you can crochet, from 5 to 9 p.m. So it's a little bit overwhelming, and I think that's probably where at least with a pattern designing business, if I don't finish designing a pattern, I can just pick it up the next day, and it's just a quick delay. It's not,
right.
not
Yeah.
the end of the world. So
I remember those weeks between two craft fairs, especially this time of year when you just sell out and you're like, now I have to create a whole like 3 months worth of inventory in a week. So that's rough.
yeah,
Yeah. So I
yeah,
think
it's
this
a
will be
little
much
stressful.
more relaxing for you.
Yeah, and I think it'll be good too because at this point, of course, I own alpacas and I'm passionate about alpaca fiber and things like that. But it's it's really expensive to, and people in my area I don't think want to pay the price that I would need to charge to use some of those higher end fibers and yarns and things like that. And so this is a good way to satisfy that for myself. And really do what I believe in without having to, try to fit who I am into a mold that isn't me. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
Great. So what are you doing with your fibers? Do you sell yarn as well or?
I don't yet, and so we've only had the alpacas for just over a year, and so they've been shorn once since they've been with us. And I'm also a beekeeper, so summers is really full of beekeeping tasks, and now that it's cold outside and there's nothing left to do for beekeeping, is for the good stuff. There are different quality fibers. I know you have sheep, so I'm sure you have an understanding of sort of those type of things. But the blanket fiber, I would love to learn to spin into yarn. I only have 5 alpacas, so it'll never be enough to sustain a yarn business. But I'm already thinking of partnerships with other companies who do make alpaca yarn. Hopefully, I can sell some of that. And then, around here we have a fiber pool, so I can send away some of my fiber and get product in return, which could be kind of fun. And I haven't decided how I could get yarn in return if I wanted to. That's one of the things. So I don't have to sort of do the actual physical labor of creating the yarn or the product. So but then with the seconds and thirds, the lower quality fiber from like legs and bellies and things, dryer balls, nesting balls, things that are super quick to make and really easy. I'll do some of that stuff too. So
Fun.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think so many of us in the crochet world are kind of multi-passionate. Like we love the whole where the yarn comes from, the just the creation bit of it, and so all of it. And so there's so many opportunities for creating business. So as you think about that, because I'm the same way, like with my sheep, I'm like, I could make the yarn and like we have 4 sheep that we're going to be sharing. So that's it. That's not a lot of yarn.
Right. Yeah.
So
You
what
can't
is
sustain
that?
a year-round yarn business with
For
4
sure.
sheep or 5 alpacas.
So mostly it's going to be gifts for my crocheting friends. But it's fun anyway. But picking something and focusing on that, building that business until it is sustainable, systematized, and you have it down, and then adding something on after that is what I recommend so that your focus isn't so split. So, like I said, with the physical products, like not looking at that as this is a business that I'm going to be growing and building this year. I'm just going to be like, it's going to be like my chill side hobby while I focus on building this business that's going to be sustainable long term.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing for me, is that I think about all the things I could possibly do. I could do kits with the yarn that I either buy, dye, make. I can, teach people how to crochet. But I think I get ahead of myself a lot. And so I think the first thing I need to do is focus on just write some patterns, use some yarn from companies who make yarns that you like and you believe in, and maybe try to collaborate with those businesses. But at first, just start with pattern writing, and then maybe once I have a stock of patterns, I can think about kits for my patterns and think about things like that. And if I really wanted to on the side, I could probably teach crochet classes, but I need to think about whether that takes away from what I want to do on a larger scale versus whether it adds to it. And so I get all these ideas in my head, and then all of a sudden I don't do anything because I have so many things I want to do in so many different directions I could go, and then nothing gets done.
Yeah, so something I recommend for that. So as you work through the academy and work through those steps, you're going to write down your mission and your vision, and you're going to develop some goals around those. And whenever you whenever an opportunity comes up or you have an idea of something you're going to be doing and you want to do in your business, bring it back to your mission and your vision and your goals for this year and say, does this fit? And if it does not fit, it needs to go. It can go till next year. It can go till when your goals shift and change. But for right now, hyper focusing on whatever your mission is, whatever your goals for 2023 are, everything has to fit into that box. And that way you'll gain real momentum and get that snowball effect you're looking for.
Yeah, I think that's what I needed to hear. Yeah, I'm a dreamer, so but nothing can get done if I don't actually take the first step. So
that's exactly right.
yeah,
I'm
so
glad that you understand that for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely know that's how I am. I will take on, anything and everything. And I think hearing from you to, just narrow it down, pick a pretty narrow focus. And if it goes beyond that, because that's how the cookie crumbles, then great. And I can do more than I thought I could. But I think I need to pare down the goals and things like that and make sure that whatever I want to accomplish in 2023 is what I focus on. So.
Right. Yep. Awesome. Good. Well, I'm excited to see where this takes you and, what steps you're going to take first. Tell me how folks can find you and connect with you and see your pretty patterns.
The easiest place right now is probably on Instagram, at yarnedanddangerous_crochet. I have a website. It's not up yet, so there's nothing on there.
Okay.
You could go to it, but you wouldn't find anything. And my Etsy is pretty bare at this point, since I've been planning on shifting from products to patterns. But hopefully, if everybody wants to take a look at Instagram, they can see the shift, and then those things will be apparent. You can find on the places you can find me once I start posting them on Instagram.
Great. So go follow Caitlyn, yarnedanddangerous_crochet on Instagram, and encourage her and follow her as she makes this change in her business. I can't wait to see where this takes you.
Thanks, Pam. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. That's it for today. Be sure to get your printable handmade business binder when you go to crochetpreneur.com/binder. And never miss an episode when you subscribe to Crochet Business Chat on your favorite podcast listening platform. All guests on the podcast are students of the Crochetpreneur Business Academy. If you'd like to learn more about this biz boosting program specifically for crochet business owners, go to crochetbusinessacademy.com. And I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. It means so much that you'd hang out in the studio, and I can't wait to do it again next time. Until then, I'm cheering you on.